Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of these designs. They were created using this script, which I have a cheat sheet above me in this little grid format. And this script is something that me and my friends created in school to pass notes and get up to shenanigans. The script then went viral to the point of being adopted on the TV show Doctor Who as the language of the Time Lords, circular Gallifreyan. So let's get to these designs. So there's a couple different layouts that I have shown here. The first one here is unraveled. So you see how these circles here are all the same shapes as, okay, so if you look at the grid above me, there are different rows and there are different columns. There are 4 different rows. The top row is this horseshoe shape, and that means that our letter B is in our top row, and that means it's going to be a horseshoe shape. And then vowels are these little guys, and they're in the corner over here at the base of the grid. And then different rows are the different letter stems, and then the different columns are either line modifiers or dot modifiers on the letters. We'll get to those when we get to those. But anyway, I have it unraveled as one option. This is just kind of help show how they say what they say. And then I have each name in their own circle, and then I have both names put together in one circle. And reading order is bottom counterclockwise, like a time traveler going back in time, and that is true for the letters in a word, as well as the words in a sentence. So this is Maverick here. Actually, I have Maverick before Bailey, but that's because Bailey fits a little bit better up here. So I have Bailey and Maverick here, even though Maverick is written first here, but that's just to kind of help the weight at the bottom kind of fit in. I think it looks better like this, plus the overlap needs to kind of be this little space here, where there's some extra room on the name Bailey. And these little guys here are start markers. So you see this shape here? That tells you where to start reading. So here is basically 6 o'clock. This is showing before 6 o'clock or at 6 o'clock. And going counterclockwise, we hit this letter first. And similarly, this one we start here going counterclockwise. We hit this letter first. So let's talk about the letters. So a B is that horseshoe shape because it's in the top row, and it has no dots or lines with it. That is because it is in the very first column. And our A is this little vowel with the B. So here's a B with an A on it. And then an I is a little guy with a line going inwards. And then an L is a full circle that's floating inside our word circle with 1, 2, 3 dots. So this is the L. And then our E is a circle that's on the line of our word circle here. And then a Y also is on the line, it crosses the line, and it has 2 dots. And those dots can be big or little. Doesn't matter if they're inside or outside. So long as you can tell there's 2 dots clearly associated with this letter stem, it is a Y. So that's Bailey. And then Maverick, we have our first letter is this floating circle inside our word circle, and line modifiers only count where they end on a letter stem. So even though there's these lines passing through it, what matters is that this thin one here ends on it in the straight line, and these 2 curvy lines end on it, and that totals 1, 2, 3 lines, making it an M. And then again, an A is a little guy outside our word circle, and then a V is a shallow divot, so we're in our 3rd row, and it has 1 line on it. And then an E is on our word circle, and then another R is a, well, this is our first R in this design, but an R is a shallow divot with 1, 2, 3 dots with it. And then an I has a line going in. Up and down doesn't matter for the vowels. What matters is in towards the center of our word circle, or out towards the sentence circle, or away from our word circle. So here is an I with a line going inwards at the beginning. So this is an I here. And then a C is a full circle with 4 dots, and we have a K as well. And because these 2 letters are the same letter stem, we can stack them, and that's some tricky rules that I don't have written in the little cheat sheet, and that this simplified kind of font version of the script doesn't do. And when you have 2 letters in the same row, you can write them as 1 letter stem with concentric circles, and I have 2 letters, so I have 2 concentric circles here, and you read thin to thick. So this thin one has the 4 dots, and this thick one has the 2 dots, which is good because reading thin to thick, our C, our 4 dot one, is the thin one, and our K, our 2 dot one, is the thick one. So that's the Maverick. So those are those designs by themselves. And when we put them together, the only difference is in the word Bailey here, where I got rid of this start marker because we don't really need 2 start markers here because we have our 1 start marker indicating where 6 o'clock is for both of these designs. And it also helps condense the space a little bit, so I don't have that little shape here kind of being a little too close to have visual distinction between these 2 lines. And make it feel a little bit less jam-packed. But we have Maverick and Bailey here. And this outer circle here is just kind of like a sentence circle. So we have a sentence circle, and then we still have another sentence circle around each of these names. It's okay to just put more sentence circles around stuff. It's just kind of like brackets or parentheses. But yeah. So there are your options. You are welcome to take these designs, rotate them, move them however you want them, because they have that start marker there. And similarly, this one, you can move and rotate however you want, and you can still tell where to start because it has the start marker there. So yeah, those are your designs. I hope you like them. Thanks. Bye.